Hello everybody, FM22 is finally here, the beta has dropped, and that means only one thing, the start of a new series here on the Jake Cooper channel, and we're going to be managing none other than Newcastle United. So let's get right into it, and someone told me we might have a little bit of money to spend. Hi everybody, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. If you're new, we are here with the first episode of our Newcastle series and I am beyond excited for this. I've been itching to get around to it. Today we're going to be taking a little bit of a look at the squad, and then next episode will be when we go heavy in the transfers. So this one might be a bit of a shorter one, who knows, we've got plenty to delve into here at Newcastle. And if you enjoy what you see today, as this is the first episode, I've got to do the little plugs that we do here on the channel. So firstly, if you enjoy this kind of content, please hit the like button. It would really mean a lot to me because it does help push these videos out to as many people as possible, get as many people on board with the series, and then hopefully it will be a massive success. On top of that, I want you guys to drop a comment down below of who you think we should sign into this Newcastle team. And finally, the big one, if you could hit the big red subscribe button on the channel and ring that notification bell, you won't miss a single video on the channel. We're going to aim for 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I know it's a lot, but you've got to aim high in this YouTube game. So if you want to help me out towards that goal, that'll be awesome. So thank you for listening to all my rubbish. And we're here now for what you guys have been waiting for, FM22, Newcastle save. Let's get it up and running. As you can see, we have just taken charge at Newcastle. We have a new club manager, Steve Bruce, out the door, Jake Cooper in, experience out the door, youthfulness coming through the door. This is probably going to be the philosophy that we're going to be running with Newcastle here as we try and get rid of a pretty average relegation candidate squad and change it with a massive transfer budget into potentially Champions League contenders in the first season here, and then after that we'll hopefully push for the Champions League and the league title, which is where I think this series will go as a whole, probably 3 or 4 seasons, try and win the Champions League. But to do that, of course, plenty of transfers are going to have to take place, so let's have a little look around the club and see what's going on. We've got players running out of contract, which I won't show you guys too much of, but Sean Longstaff, he might be one that we hang on to. But I mean, this is the kind of quality of player that is considered a 3-star player here at Newcastle. Fabian Schär, he's okay, he's not great. Paul Dummett, another one where, you know, we're not winning a Champions League with Paul Dummett at left back. Apologies, Paul Dummett, if you are watching. But we've got a little thing called money now, and yes, I have literally bought a £5 note just for the prop of having money around. I'm sure I'm going to be throwing it around later in the video when we look at our transfer budget. But in terms of what the club are looking for us, we're looking to sign high reputation players, grow the club's reputation, all of the stuff which will come with signing big money signings and pushing Newcastle up the league. So I think from here we'll have a little bit of a look at the squad and the tactic that we might use. Let me just accept this club vision that we have got here. Okay, there we go. Tactics, I guess that's the first place to start. What are we going to want to be running with in FM22? Obviously I don't know what's good yet. I don't think anyone's going to know what's good yet, but Gegenpress last year was the way to go in terms of a preset, and I tend to be a preset man. If you don't know much about the channel, I'm definitely more of a transfer person than a tactic person, although I have got a little bit better tactically recently. But I think considering it's the start of FM22 and we don't know what's going to be working here, I think a preset would be best. We'll probably go for the 4-3-3 Gegenpress, not a 4-2-3-1, which is what I used to do every time last year. And then things I tend to usually like in this kind of tactic: ball playing defender on cover, a centre back on defend, wing backs on support, that's fine. Deep line playmaker can be support. Carrillo, I don't know how to pronounce it, I don't like using that, so we'll switch to a Messala, and then we'll just go for an all-out winger on this right side. I think maybe change that to an inverted winger later on and an advanced forward, and that is as much tactics as I do. That's just what I know works. I love inside forwards, I love wing backs, so maybe that will work out for us. But if you don't know too much about the channel while we have a quick look around, the way that I tend to do my videos is a bit different to other Football Manager YouTubers who maybe have 25-30 minute videos with 2 matches in. Usually on the channel we'll be doing 3 or 4 videos a week with 1 match in. One of them videos every couple of weeks might be a rebuild video, because I know a lot of you guys do like that, so that might be something that we do. I know this is called Rebuilding Newcastle, but the rebuild videos in themselves is where we try and in one video revamp a whole club across a space of 40 minutes, a bit more of a long form content. So if you are interested in that kind of thing, do stick around. But with this tactic, I guess we quick pick to see what we'd really be looking at if we were to just go out and run a season with Newcastle here. We've got Cardalo in goal, okay, but not great. Isaac Hayden, Lascelles, right. I don't want to be too harsh on these players because I know they have been in the Premier League for a fair few years now, but I think the majority of this squad is Championship level. Lascelles and Kieran Clark. Jamal Lewis has got a bit of potential, I suppose, but he is 23. It's not like he's super young. Sean Longstaff is running out of contract. Joe Willock is probably one of our best players, and he is a recent signing for Newcastle. Obviously, Saint Maximin is probably the one that, if we do win a Champions League, like I say, he might be one of the players that is still around here and still doing a job for us. He is absolutely brilliant, and hopefully it reflects in Football Manager. Callum Wilson is another one that might be quite interesting. He is 29. Usually you'd be looking to get rid of him, but it's Callum Wilson, it's Newcastle. we probably still keep him. He'll definitely have a bit around the squad. And I think my long-term aim in this save obviously is winning the Champions League, but there's a bit of a thing behind us. You might be able to see it, a Danny Drinkwater poster. I don't know how well it comes up in camera. It's a signed Danny Drinkwater framed photo, basically. And it's just my love for absolutely terrible players. And I don't think Jonjo Shelvey is terrible, but I think when we do the Champions League final, I want Jonjo Shelvey to appear at some point, and we will get to a Champions League final, I guarantee it. And when we're there, Jonjo Shelvey will either be starting or coming off the bench. Hold me to that word. Make sure in the comments, if I ever talk about selling Jonjo Shelvey, you tell me to shut up and make sure we use him. But as a squad as a whole, it's not great. Have we got many in the dev centre that could be useful? If we just skip this stuff, I know all about this Football Manager. This guy looks all right. Although actually he doesn't look that great. I mean, he is only 18, he's got time to grow, but he's not really going to be walking straight into the first team. Neither is this guy really, Elliot Anderson. Again, these are players that are probably potential to be 5-star, 4-star players in the current squad we have, but with the money we've got, I think our squad's going to improve just a little bit because we have got a £200 million transfer budget. I'm sure most of you guys know this because the chances are there's probably 9 or 10 other Football Manager YouTubers out there doing this. The majority of them might be bigger than me, so if you have taken your time to watch this video, thank you, because I don't have the numbers they have, so this really helps when you come and watch a video like this. Wage budget is also good. We've got plenty of money to spend, and that will be the basis of the second episode of this series, which will come out either tomorrow or the day after. We're going to spend probably all £200 million of that budget, buff the squad up, and probably play the first game in the Premier League Season 2, so we've got a lot to get into. The staff situation also isn't a great one. If you look at all the staff compared to other clubs in the Premier League, we've got one of the worst staffs in the Premier League. Staffs, is that how you say it? Well, I don't know, but it's another thing that we're going to completely revamp. Technical directors, director of football, scouts, they'll all be coming in, I promise you that. We've got plenty of work to do. If we look at the kind of players that we might want to get, because, I mean, I think a big issue when I was looking at that squad was the defence. Like, we could probably deal a season with Wilson, Maximan, Willock, them kind of players in the team, but I think them four defenders, should I say, that Newcastle had, particularly centre-back and right-back, are big issues for the team, and I think that's where we'll look to improve. I mean, here you go. The game's already recommending centre-backs for us to sign, and as good as this guy might be, 29 is not what we're looking for. We're looking for youth, or at least very, very quality players if they're a bit older. We're not looking at your Dan Commands, as good as he might be, but he's a Getafe player, so he obviously isn't super amazing. I think we'd more be looking at, if he was buying a 29-year-old, we'd be buying, I don't know, Koulibaly or someone like that. I'm not saying that's what we're going to do, because I think I will invest at least fairly smartly into like 25-year-old and under players the majority of the time. So I guess that's where we're going to go transfer business-wise. If we do go to the player search screen, we'll switch that to world, because we may as well get the best package now, considering we've got all this money. What is like the most, if we go to unsure on transfer interest, what's the most crazy player we could get in terms of valuation? It is Richarlison, Osimhen, Unai Simon, Declan Rice, Gvardiol. These players would be at least slightly interested in joining the squad, so I think we're going to have a lot of pulling power here. I think Football Manager is right in the fact that we're not going to be able to pull absolutely everyone into the club, and the fact that we've only got a, I assume, 4-star reputation, 3.5-star reputation, that will affect things in Football Manager in terms of what players want to join us. There he is, Vice-Captain Jonjo Shelvey. He's going to lift the Champions League by the end of this series, I promise you guys. And yeah, that's the end of today's episode. I know it's a very short one, but I figured why not get this one out first, introduce the save, and hopefully most of you will come back for the second episode and see how we invest the money. But yeah, seriously, I just want to say a big thank you to anyone who has clicked on this video and has seen any of it, because like I say, there's probably going to be, I know Work the Space is doing a Newcastle series, and he is arguably the biggest Football Manager YouTuber out there, so we're competing with the big boys. The chances are that most of the viewers will go to him, and less will trickle down onto this channel. But to anyone who is here, you are awesome. Thank you. Hit the like button to share it to as many people as possible. I know there hasn't been too much action in this video, but I'm sure you'll find that most of the Football Manager YouTubers, this is how you introduce a save, introduce a squad, and then we'll get right into transfers in episode 2, which hopefully won't be too long until it's out. So I'll see you guys there. Thank you, and goodbye.